There we go. So we have another Copart purchase and another Jaguar. You may ask me why. Some will probably already know. It's an S-Type 2.7 twin turbo, same as the XJ. So therefore, I now have an engine donor. 2006 category N write-off. I'm presuming because of that, and maybe around this side. There. At the moment, I can't find anything else wrong with it. Oh, and there. In the glove box is the service history. It's full service history. Got 2 keys. Everything in here seems to work. Oh, hang on. Let me turn down Jeremy Vine. So we've got 118,000 miles. Yeah, I'm just running it up, just making sure it gets up to temperature. But yeah, it looks like it was a nice car, as I say. Full service history, so I presume, let's turn that down. I presume it's been well looked after. So yeah, all the service books were in there. We've got Bose radio. Have we got nav? The disc installed is not a Maps DVD. Okay, so we'll have to look at that. I don't know if that's in here or whether it's in the boot. Maybe it's in the boot. Yeah, so far so good. Now, a common thing with these is the parking brake doesn't work. This one seems to. So at the minute, I don't know. Oh, and we've got just under half a tank of fuel. So I am going to have a drive around in this and see what it's like. Yeah, I don't know what to say really. Climate controller, dual menu, system setup. Got the clock. Haven't got. Oh, maybe it looks like it's got voice control as well. What we've got on the steering wheel there. Cruise control, fog lights, boot and petrol cap, or sorry, diesel cap, and we've got a horn. 189 mile range, so that gives me a little while to see what it's like. Let's have a look in the boot and see what whether the nav is in there. Well, the changer comes out and works, and that's got no discs in it, and we have got the map disc here, but well, we've got a rip of it, so maybe that don't work. But again, we're not that worried, to be honest. Yeah, pretty good, pretty impressed with that. The sat nav all works. I'm on a little drive, so it's not where I live, because when I first recorded it, obviously it was right where I was, but I'm out on a drive doing a few miles today just to see how it drives up to speed, etc. So everything seems to work. I'm quite impressed. Well, I've got the S-Type on the lift to have a look. Original Jaguar exhausts. They all seem okay. Both sides. There's very minimal play in the rear diff. That seems all right. I'm guessing that's a DPF in there. Or have we got them? Oh no, well, there's some there. So there's the sump of the gearbox. So obviously to get that out, we're going to undo that cradle and everything that goes with it. Obviously this under tray can all come off. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I'm just gonna have a quick wander around. It's that's loose, whatever that is. I think it's got a heater in here, because that looks like an exhaust, and there was a bit of smoke coming out of that yesterday when I first started it. So I wonder whether it's got a like a Webasto heater or something in it, but the exhaust is obviously loose, so we'll have a look at that. So I'm just going to get the pry bar and have a wiggle around with these bushes, because they did advise a couple in the last MOT. Well, they all move a bit, they've all got a bit of play. It's, you know, it's hard to sort of distinguish exactly what too much play is and what's not. I suppose it needs to be on the floor really to try and see, what's excessive play. But yeah, it ain't too bad. So I'm just going to have a quick look and see if I can work out where this goes and what it should be connected to. So I couldn't get the underneath off because they're all C's. I didn't want them to snap, but as you can see, there's the exhaust silencer. It is actually snapped off its mounting, but it is tight on the heater. So I will just try and secure that, but obviously I can't bolt it back in because it's snapped. Right, well, I've been using the Jag for a couple of days. All seems good. I'm just going to keep using it until the time comes to start breaking it for the XJ. So you probably won't see much more of it now until that happens. So on to the next job. Right, we have another job in today. A local resident has an EML light on their Transit 2014, and it comes up as glow plug 4. So we're going to have a go at changing them for them. I am concerned. I've seen many a horror story about them snapping, so I'm going to take it very carefully. I need to have this airbox out, and we'll see, they're down here somewhere, so we'll get the airbox out and have a look. Right, we have the airbox out and the engine sound deadening cover. The airbox slides in there and then lifts out. As you can see, there's one rubber left there. So basically it sits in there and holds it tight, and then when it slides this way, it lets it pop out. The engine sound deadener, you've got to take the engine, the oil cap off, because the oil cap stops it coming off. Lift that out of the way and obviously put the oil cap straight back on so you don't drop nothing in there. Now the glow plugs are down here, under here. You can't get to them in this position. So you see the bolts there, 10 mils. We've got to undo the inlet manifold to be able to get to the glow plugs. So there's a bit of oil on there. I don't know where that's come from, but yeah. So we need to start undoing that inlet manifold. Right, so I've undone the inlet manifold. Now they're all 10 mils. There are 9 of them, I think. 4 at the bottom, 5 at the top. And they are captive, so they stay in the manifold, so you don't have to remove them, which is handy. And you don't have to remove the manifold very far, just down enough where you can see to get my extension bar in. I did have to remove the EGR valve, which is there, with some torque T27s, just to be able to get to the bottom bolt. Now, next is the glow plug wiring loom. It's got a 7mm bolt holding, 7mm nut holding the wire on. So I'm going to be a bit concerned about that. I'm going to need to get a magnet and make sure that that doesn't fall off. So I will have a go now and pray to God that does not fall in the inlet manifold. I put some masking tape down there to catch it, but thank you, Ford, thank you so much. The nut is captive to the lead, so you won't lose it unless it's broken. Whew. So that'd be handy putting it back in as well. And there she is. I didn't film taking it out because I was bricking it. I've read in so many places that they snap. So it was undo very slightly, tighten very slightly, undo a bit more, tighten, undo a bit more, tighten, and slowly, about 10 minutes undoing it, and it come out. But it wouldn't, once it was off the threads, it wouldn't come out because obviously this was covered in carbon. So what I used was the air ratchet and just spun it round in reverse, chucked some brake cleaner in it, and eventually it slid out. So I have also got a drill bit, an 8mm, put some tape on the end so you don't lose it down the hole, and just slowly carefully, turning it in the hole just to bring out any carbon deposits that are in there. And as you can see, there was a bit on the rag, so yeah. So I was waiting for the new ones to turn up. The customer only wants me to do the one because it was number 4 on the diagnostics. So we're just doing the one for now. I'm kind of glad because I don't want to have the same bottom clenching feeling that I did doing that one as the other 3. So I'm just glad that I'm doing the one. And then obviously if he wants it done in the future, I won't answer the phone. No, I'll think about it again. I mean, it's taken an hour to get it out, so it's not the end of the world. Right, let's wait for the new one. Okay, it's all back together. So let's check the old code reader. I don't know if you'll actually be able to see that very well because it seems to struggle with the screen. Right, Ford, it's a 14. Can't really get you to see it. Automatic ID, switch ignition on. Okay, collecting data. 2.2 diesel. Yep. It's a transit. Code scan. Right, let's see what it says. Ensure ignition is switched on, engine not running. Correct. Right, one code, and it is diesel particulate filter, soot accumulation. So it obviously needs a regen. And it says also parking aid module, front right outer sensor. So I think we've done our job. It's just got, I don't know if I can regen the DPF with this. I'll have a little look, but otherwise it can go back to him now. So it tells me I can do a regen with this machine, but it's got to be warm. So it's now warming up. So we shall see. Okay, so it's doing it itself. It's holding the revs itself. It's obviously doing whatever it needs to do. So we just got to sit here and wait now. Right, well, it didn't work. The static regeneration was unsuccessful. The soot percentage in the diesel particulate filter is still high. So, I don't know. Maybe it needs an actual sort of cleaning fluid through it. I don't know. We tried. Never mind. It'll have to go back as it is. Right, well, the D2 is in for its strip down. I haven't done much filming of it because I've done it before. You've seen it. All the engine mounts, no. That's not what I mean. All the body mounts are undone. You've got 2 at the back of the chassis, 2 underneath the rear seats, 2 underneath the front seats, 2 at the rear outriggers, 2 at the front outriggers, 2 at the back of the front arch, and 2 at the very front here. So they're all undone. And I think everything under here is undone, ready to go. We've done the aircon pipes. Luckily, it was empty, so there's nothing in there. All the ECU wiring looms, header tank, matrix pipes, clutch pipe, steering arm, steering column, shall I say, is all undone. The transfer box gear selectors unbolted. The handbrake is disconnected. I think we've just got brake lines and filler pipe at the back. But I'm going to leave it here now because it's Friday afternoon. But one little bonus, I hadn't taken the top off until now. Circ Motorsport intercooler. So that is a much larger alley cooler. So that will go on that. And also, because the key was a normal key with no fob or anything on it, I'm guessing the immobiliser has been deleted from the ECU. And it did seem to go fairly well, so it's probably been chipped as well. And I have sold the engine and gearbox. He is aware it doesn't come with the ECU. I'd already presumed that was the case due to the key. So I thought I'd keep that. So he's buying it. The engine, the gearbox, all the hoses. I didn't mention the rads or the coolers, they're not included. So yeah, so that's why I've got straight on this. So the body is pretty much ready to come off. But again, I will do that on Monday. So have a lovely weekend. I'll come back to you when I'm back in the workshop.